This is just a quick introductory video to Classwize, which is our replacement for NetRef. To get to the program, you go to the icon on your portal page. You will sign in with Google, and then you'll come to this first screen. So just quickly, we're going to review a few items and then we'll go into more detail in other videos. All of these boxes here represent classes that are pulled in from Clever. You'll notice that the naming is can be a little difficult. We can change those names and we'll show you that in a different video. And there's some other things that you can do to move these around. You can also add classes of your own. We'll talk about that again in another video. And you can combine classes, and we'll discuss that. Let's open one class just so you can see how this works. When you first come into the class, you see all your students. They are organized by first name, but you don't see their screens. The reason for that is every time you utilize Classwize, you need to start the class. Allows for more control over when the class starts and ends. It prevents issues with classes running past the class time, and just makes it a little bit more intentional for you to use the program. So to start a class, you simply click Start Class. You pick an end time. It's only in 5-minute increments, so pick something close to the class time when your period ends, and click Start. And you can see that very quickly the student screens are pulled in. This is much more responsive than NetRef was. Just a couple of things that you'll notice on this screen. You can see their screens, plus you can see all the tabs that they have open. You do have the option to switch to just list view to show all of those, but we're suspecting that most of you will stick with the screen view. You can see that if a student has more or number of screens open, you can see this +6. If you wanted to see them all, you could click on that, and that shows you all of the tabs that they have open. Currently, there is not a way to limit the number of tabs for students, but we are working with Classwize to implement that as an option. Let's take a look at this student quickly. If you wanted to see what they were actually doing, you can click on their screen, and then it will connect to what they are working on. You'll notice that we have this Follow Active tab, so whatever they're working on actively will show on the screen. If they were to switch to Desmos, then you would see that reflected here. You can also switch to the other screens to see what is happening if there is content that's loaded. So you can see that I'm clicking through the different screens and I can actually see what the student is working on with each tab. Quite an improvement over NetRef and what was available there. And again, in another video we will go through this in more detail. The screens are set to refresh about every 10 seconds. We've noticed that actually can be less than 10 seconds in the 5 to 6 second range. And if you watch the screen for a second, you can just see everybody's screen refreshing on a regular basis. One thing you'll also notice is that all the active students are at the front of the class. Any students that are not in class or not active are put at the end of the class list. This just makes it easier for you to very quickly see who's there, who's not, and to work with those specific students. There are a number of tools that are available that you can see on each tab. We will go over these in more detail in a separate video, but there are some basic things that you can do that are similar to what we could do in NetRef. There are also some class tools that you can do that will apply to the entire class instead of an individual student. There are also rules that you can apply similar to the allow list and the block list that we used in NetRef. Some things are different. Some of the things that are different I think that you will enjoy, that will work to your advantage and work better than worked in NetRef. But again, we will discuss those in detail in a different video. When you're finished with the class will automatically end at 9:20, but if you leave this class before then, you can click on the time and just say end now, and that will take you back to the main screen. So this has again just been a very quick overview of the program, what it looks like. Look to the other videos for more details on each of the items.